In this episode of the Motor City Hypnotist podcast, we're going back a couple of episodes. I don't know if you guys remember, if you've been listening, but we did mental health diagnoses of superheroes.
We did.
And Matt brought up we should do it for the villains. So that is what we have on deck tonight.
My day is now complete. I love this.
We have super villain diagnoses from the comic book, superhero movie, whatever frame you want to look at.
Wow.
And as usual, we're giving away free stuff. Hang in there, folks. We'll be right back.
This sounds like something for the authorities in Detroit.
Well, joke's on you. I'm living to 102 and then dying, like the city of Detroit.
Guys like this antique over here out of Detroit.
Spawned in the hellfires of Motown. Take him to Detroit.
No, not Detroit. No, please. Anything but that. No.
Stationed in Drambuie. It's worse than Detroit.
We did not have, as a unit, the confidence that we felt like we needed to beat Detroit.
Let's go to Detroit.
Now you're talking, brother.
I don't think so. He plays for Detroit now.
Do they have many farms in Detroit?
Detroit. It's in Michigan.
I go to school. I know where Detroit is.
Get ready for the Motor City Hypnotist, David R. Wright, originating from the suburbs of Detroit, Michigan. He has hypnotized thousands of people from all over the United States. David R. Wright has been featured on news outlets all across the country and is the clinical director of an outpatient mental health and hypnosis clinic located just south of Detroit, where he helps people daily using the power of hypnosis. Welcome, the Motor City Hypnotist, David R. Wright.
What is going on, my friends? It is David Wright, the Motor City Hypnotist. We're back with another episode of the Motor City Hypnotist podcast.
Well, hello there, sir.
Well, hello. That is Matt Fox, the other voice you hear.
That is me.
We're hanging out here in the palatial Southfield Podcast Your Voice studios.
Yes.
We just finished a Man Cave podcast, so I'm enjoying some. I don't know the name of this company.
Oh, it's okay. So it's the Reserve.
It's an S Reserve. Is S the name of the company?
The sommelier is still here. If you really wanted to ask.
Yeah, that's fine. It's okay. But I'm enjoying a 2018 Cabernet Sauvignon, and Kristen from
Mrs. Vino.
Mrs. Vino,
yes,
was in for the Man Cave.
Yeah,
and we had a good time.
She's our local sommelier and joins us on the Man Cave Happy Hour, and she is a wealth of knowledge. But even better than that, she has the most wonderful personality.
Oh, absolutely.
And she just knows her shit.
Yes, she does.
And I cannot speak highly enough of her because I just met her for the first time tonight. She had been on the Man Cave before, Dave, but then she came back for a second episode.
Oh, nice.
So she had to sign waivers.
Because of you?
Well, because I did. Shh. But it was a really fun episode. We learned a lot about, Cabernets. We learned a lot about ice wine.
Yeah, we learned a lot about wine. Now,
Champagne.
I'm not a wine connoisseur. I like a certain wine if I'm having dinner or whatever, but I couldn't tell you that much about it. But
yeah, she
very knowledgeable, super. So check out Man Cave Happy Hour podcast just happened.
Yes.
So it should be on your feed or somewhere available.
It's on the Podcast Your Voice Facebook page. It's on the Man Cave
there you go.
Facebook page.
There you go.
And the YouTube channel. So
perfect. Check that out. We had a good time.
Yes, we did.
So yes,
we're
here.
We know where we
are. Let me tell you where you can find me.
Yes.
My website is motorcityhypnotist.com. Check that out. Again, shows are booking. I just booked 3 additional shows this week for high school grad night. So
wow.
If you have a grad night party, a post prom party, something for the spring, now's the time to book because like I said, I'm already booked for University of Florida again. I'm all my high school shows are coming back. And so if you need entertainment for your post prom, your grad night party, motorcityhypnotist.com, go to shows. You can actually fill out the form. You'll have a quote within minutes. but book it now because I even say it now. It's December. It's not even Christmas yet, but those dates are filling up. So check that out. My social media links, Facebook and YouTube, are both Motor City Hypnotist, and on Snapchat and Instagram, Motor City Hypno.
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 Yeah.
And as we've done every episode, going all the way back to number 1, and we're on 282 right now.
Whew.
Free hypnosis guide. It's a PDF that I've written. It's just a basic breakdown of what hypnosis is, what it's not. It breaks down some myths and misconceptions. It's a couple page PDF. It's a very broad overview, but it gives you an idea. And again, dispel some of those myths and misconceptions, which are super important.
What does myths and misconceptions mean?
Myths and misconceptions.
Myths. MYTHS. Myths and
Yeah,
misconceptions.
I need to enunciate much better.
CDEDBD ducks.
I was trying to think of the Anchorman, but I don't know. Yeah.
Like this in the background. What the fuck is it with you?
Sorry, I don't know.
It's
crazy.
I am so excited for this episode.
Yeah. And for your free hypnosis guide, text the word hypnosis to 313-800-8510. And if you need that number, just go to my website. That's the number on the website. You can text the word hypnosis to that number. Check it out.
Mm-hmm.
And wherever you're listening, whatever platform you're on, please connect, like, link, join,
subscribe,
whatever it is for you on your platform. So you get the feed. You'll get every episode when the feed drops, which is every Tuesday, Thursday. And the big thing is we always do this on Facebook Live, typically between 8 and 9. We're a little bit behind.
It depends
tonight,
on the man cave.
Yeah, it depends on man cave, but that's okay. Usually Monday evenings we're online live. So check that out because you can join in, hop into Facebook Live and be a part of the show.
Yes.
Ask questions, join in. Just come on in and join us. We'll have a party. All righty.
Is it?
It is time.
Here we go.
That's how winning is done.
Okay. All righty.
Here we go.
A former paratrooper who cheated death after plummeting 1,000 feet to the ground.
1,000 feet. Okay.
Yep.
10 stories up.
Has overcome injuries to make amazing strides and become a record-breaking runner.
Was he running in air? Okay.
The 41-year-old Superman is the first person ever to win all 4 of the world's toughest races in extreme climates. Since healing from injuries, John Shield has battled through jungles, deserts, frigid cold, and mountainous terrain to become the champion of the Beyond the Ultimate Global Race Series.
Can you repeat that 5 times faster?
No, I can. John Shield has battled through jungles, deserts, frigid cold, and mountainous terrain to become champion of the Beyond Ultimate Global Race Series.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
During these grueling races, competitors attempt to run a total of 565 miles in 4 marathons that are set among the world's toughest environments.
Eat your heart out.
Last month, Shield won the Desert Ultra Marathon in Namibia after completing the 155-mile course in 27 hours and 39 minutes.
Jeez.
I know. That sentence blows my mind. 155 miles.
In 27
hours and 39 minutes.
Was he sprinting the entire time?
I don't know.
Wow.
He's also won the ultra marathon in the Arctic and just months later was victorious in the jungle ultra marathon in Africa. Last year, he won the mountain ultra marathon across the Tian Shan Mountains in Asia with a near record time of 29 hours and 32 minutes.
What the actual F, man?
The British man's incredible feats of endurance came after the horrible accident in 2013 that left him unable to run for 7 years.
Because he had fallen 1,000 feet?
1,000 feet, yes.
And hit the ground.
He was in the parachute regiment when he undertook a 1,000-foot parachute jump at night. Complications led to John plummeting to the ground at high speed, smashing his ankle, knee, and hip. He underwent several surgeries, but the injuries were so severe, he was medically discharged from military service a few months later.
Honorably?
I would hope so. I mean, he died while he was serving.
Yeah,
or not died,
yeah.
I'm sorry. He was injured while he was serving. So.
Okay.
Eventually, Shield decided to retrain as a paramedic so he could continue to serve his community of Shropshire, England. And it was while he started running to work that he became obsessed with ultra marathons. Reflecting on his remarkable achievements following his parachuting accident, John said, "It's amazing how far I've come." When he suffered the injuries, it was nighttime training jump with a static line that deploys the parachute for you, as the height they were jumping from was very low.
Okay.
Still 1,000 feet. I mean,
that's low.
Yeah, but not, you don't want to fall from 1,000. You don't want to.
No one does.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. It's pitch black and you can't see anything and you drop ridiculously fast. You're trying to listen for a split second, listening to the equipment hitting the ground before you can break your fall. The labral tear in his hip was the worst. I wasn't able to go cycling, running, or doing any cardio because of the pain in that area. I was determined to keep fit and push myself to the extremes. I had to overcome my injuries. I'm very proud of winning the races. It wasn't about the times. It was about making sure I was the first person to win the overall series. You put yourself through everything, the insects and wildlife and temperatures. You need to be very adaptable. He's the first one to win these overall races, the series of races.
Jeez.
Ever since I became interested in the races, it's been a goal to go out and win them, which he has done. So yeah,
well, kudos to him. I can see why
absolutely.
he'd be the winner of the week.
Well, I mean, you just get met. I mean, he couldn't run for 7 years, and now he's won this ultra marathon series.
Does it say how
it's
old?
crazy.
Does it say how old
41
when he got injured?
That's a good question.
I'm just curious because 7 years that he had to have been, he was serving. He was probably in his 20s.
Well, you got to take that 7 years of being, recovering.
Right.
It doesn't give an age of when he was injured.
Okay. I'm just curious. I was just,
but yeah, at 41 and he's, so it's probably, he had to probably be in his 20s.
Yeah.
And 7 years of not doing anything, then training
and
after
training that. Right.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So man, yeah. Fantastic story. It just, John Shield is his name. Simple name, but
jeez,
what a story.
Such the winner.
A winner of the week for sure.
That's how winning is done.
Wow. Yes, it is.
So, back to it.
All right. Matt got a request. So if those of you who have been listening, or if you haven't listened, go back a few episodes.
I got one through.
But we did a show about superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, they're all fictional and imaginary, whatever. But we did mental diagnoses or mental health diagnoses of these superheroes. And Matt had a great idea. Says, why don't we look at the villains and see what their diagnoses would be? And that's what we're doing today.
This is going to be great.
Yes.
Oh, good for
no,
you.
It's good.
It's because it's all
great.
It's all make believe. It's all
fictional,
but it's just fun to kind of.
I ain't listening to you no more.
Theorize about what
they are,
what the diagnoses would be of these supervillains
from a mental health professional.
Yeah,
exactly. So this is no particular order. There's no rankings or anything. I just got a list. Let's start with Mr. Freeze.
Okay.
He's a Batman villain,
Yes.
Take away that Batman and Robin movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I was going to say, don't think about that.
Just eliminate that from your memory. But Mr. Freeze was in the TV show, long-standing enemy or rival for Batman in the comic series. So,
but you have to understand why he was Mr. Freeze.
And those of you who know comics or know the stories or even watch that crappy movie, Mr. Freeze, he lost his wife. His wife died.
Yes.
So he was definitely suffering from grief and depression because of his wife's passing. And when he was a younger kid, he was suffering in the comics, in his arc, in his story. He was also suffering from depression and was sent to a boarding school. And that's where he became obsessed with the idea of cryogenics. And then when his wife passed, he tried to resurrect her.
Yeah.
Yes. Which was not successful. And therefore, so for him, I would say post-traumatic stress,
PTSD,
grief, and depression. Those are the main things.
What about obsession?
I mean, he did become obsessed with the science of it, of cryogenics in an attempt to save his wife.
Okay.
But I think that can kind of be connected to the grief part, that you're so desperate, you almost do anything.
Okay.
So that's where Mr. Freeze is.
Okay.
Next one. The Riddler.
Riddle
Another
me
Batman
this.
villain.
Yep, riddle me this.
Yep. So in the story arc, and I know some of these are very I'm trying to think of a good word to describe it. A lot of these storylines overlap and reset. Comics can do whatever they want. People can die and come back. But the basic story is the same.
So the Riddler has been portrayed by many a actor.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so there
Frank Gorshin.
Thank you.
Jim Carrey.
Yep, and
I don't know the guy's name.
Paul. It was Paul somebody. It's gonna.
I can't remember the last one.
Of those three, the most latest one was portraying the most behaviors, if you will. Paul
and how do I put this more realistically?
Yes.
I think that's the good word, because again, the Batman and Robin movie, I think that was the one that had Riddler in it as well, right? Or was that the second one? I don't remember now, but whatever.
It was with Val Kilmer. So
yes, okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. So it was not the Batman and Robin movie. It was so when the Riddler in his story arc, when he was a young boy, he became obsessed.
Paul Dano.
There we go.
Yes.
When he was a young boy, he became obsessed with solving puzzles at his school to win a prize. There was this puzzle contest. So he technically cheated because he kind of somehow he got the answers and studied and memorized it and passed it, but then he became obsessed with puzzles. And as a reward for winning this contest, he was given a book of puzzles, and then eventually developed into this kind of a game. So for him, obsessive compulsive disorder and borderline personality disorder.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
Yep. Next,
go on.
You want to do a female?
Sure, of course.
Harley Quinn.
Duh.
Well, I mean, talking about villains.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Again, we're still in the Batman villains. We're going to get up. We're going to get to Marvel. We're going to get to other areas here.
There's no discrimination here. No.
So Harley Quinn is actually, psychologically speaking, kind of makes the most sense.
Yes, but the interesting fact about this character is that they were a psychoanalyst therapist themselves to then go down this dark path.
Right. So definitely she suffers from abuse as far as like what we call battered women syndrome. That's kind of a general term for it. But as far as her personality, it's histrionic personality disorder.
Histrionic.
So it's attention, obsession, wanting someone to like you, and that's why her fixation on the Joker being her wanting him to want her, and she became obsessed with that.
But you said histrionic
personality disorder.
Interesting.
So and with a histrionic personality disorder, you have behaviors like flirtation, provocative dress, dramatic behaviors. Notably, people suffering with histrionic personality disorder are oftentimes gullible, and they overestimate the intimacy of their relationships.
Interesting.
Yeah. And these are all the traits that she displays. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. I see. I had never heard that take.
Yeah.
As far as a disorder, personality disorder for Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Yeah. And that one fits to me, you know. Okay. Let's get over to Marvel for a minute.
Okay.
Green Goblin.
Do you have daddy
one of the
issues?
most famous.
Do you have daddy issues?
Marvel villains ever. So definitely with the Green Goblin, we know that there was a dissociative disorder, just a disconnect from reality.
That was chemically induced, though.
It was chemically induced, but once that took hold,
right,
there was no coming back from that.
Right.
So definitely dissociative disorder, and I would also say antisocial personality disorder. And with that antisocial personality, no empathy, violent, manipulative, and obsessed. Those are all fit into that antisocial personality
but
disorder.
A science genius.
Well, see, that's a whole thing. Most of these villains are intelligent. I mean,
genius level.
Yes. Like almost too, I don't want to say too intelligent. That sounds, I don't know what that says.
Too smart for their own good.
Maybe
Right.
because sometimes, and there is this level of intelligence where you're so intelligent, you're detached from feeling and from normal socialization, if that makes sense. Because somebody that intelligent, naturally, they kind of think they're superior.
Yeah.
And that causes problems.
I'm so excited for this episode.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
All right, let's go back to Batman villains again.
Okay, go on.
Two-Face.
Which one?
Harvey Dent.
No, I'm just saying.
Well, I know, but the character. So, I mean, Tommy Lee Jones.
No. Which one? This one or that one?
The left or the right.
Right.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right. So it's interesting because I didn't know this till I looked this up earlier, that Harvey Dent grew up in an abusive home. His dad was abusive. He physically beat him. And his dad, while Harvey Dent was growing up, would decide his punishment based on a coin flip.
Right. That's where that
heads
comes
you're
in.
punished, tails you're not.
Right.
Whatever. It could have been either way. But so when he learned this from his father and started making decisions when he, I don't know, when he kind of lost touch with reality based on his coin, because he learned that,
right,
because of the result of the abuse.
Right.
So with him, definitely, I would say
he was coin flipping before he was injured with the acid.
Yep,
right?
Exactly. Yes, he always had that as part of his personality. But I would say, and again, it's like this dual personality. So it's almost like, I don't want to say dissociative disorder because he knows, but I would say bipolar disorder and probably schizophrenia.
Yeah.
I would say that as far as his diagnosis.
So in the Christian Bale Batman movies, in the third one, right?
Yep.
When Harvey Dent was injured, throughout that movie, he had a coin and he was flipping it, but the coin had heads on both sides.
Right.
So he was like, hey, he makes his own luck.
Right.
And it was always heads.
Until
the
fire scorched the one side of the coin.
Correct.
Yes.
It's just that this little minutia parts,
Right. Okay. This one, the next couple are probably a little bit more obscure.
Okay.
Carnage. Do you know Carnage?
From Venom. Yes.
Yep. Carnage.
Played by Woody Harrelson.
Do you know his name? Like his
I don't.
His identity name?
I don't.
Cletus Cassidy. Just the fact that we have a supervillain named Cletus. It's like, dude, give it up. You're not gonna succeed. Your name is Cletus.
Hey, Cletus.
Cletus.
You see that UFO landing in the swamp back there?
So definitely with Carnage, and really, I mean, they're all violent. They're all bad in a way, but he was a serial killer. He honestly just totally criminally insane.
Cletus was.
Yeah, Cletus. So I would say definitely a psychosis of some type and antisocial personality disorder. So with psychoses, you don't live in reality. You're seeing things through your own lens of reality, which is not real, and that's a problem. Let's go back to another Marvel one. Again, this one it did make an appearance briefly in one of the Spider-Man movies.
Okay.
Rhino.
Is that from that was the Amazing Spider-Man movie.
I believe so.
Yes.
With Andrew Garfield.
Yep,
Correct.
Yep.
Yes. But Rhino was really big, especially if you go back into the comic books and also the 60s animated series.
Okay.
Rhino was a big villain. So very prominent. But again, with him, bipolar disorder and suicidal tendencies.
Really?
In the comic series that he had attempted to kill himself many times. So again, just a, I don't know what the word is, but yeah, just messed up.
Yeah.
I guess we're back to DC.
Okay.
Couple of big ones. So who would you say the biggest villain in DC is?
In DC, it would have to be Joker.
Yep. Okay. Second one, second biggest villain in DC.
Yep. Not the Joker.
Yep.
Let me think. We did the Riddler already.
Mm-hmm. We did Mr. Freeze.
Would be Penguin?
We haven't done Penguin. Think Superman.
Huh.
Lex.
Oh, duh.
Lex Luthor.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The Lex Luthor.
Okay.
Definitely with him. Now, portrayals of Lex Luthor have varied depending on who plays him, of course. You know, when you watch movies, they're different angles and different behaviors and different, I don't know. It's just, it's not necessarily the same character. But if you look at the comic books and the origin stories.
So in the origin story, were Lex and Clark Kent friends in high school and growing up?
Not that I know of.
Because that's how Smallville presented their relationship.
And I cannot verify that for sure or refute it. I don't know for sure.
So we know that Lex has, issues with their father.
Yep.
In the comic books and what have you. So there's probably some abuse, in there verbally, probably not physically, but there's a lot of verbal abuse in that relationship. But it really, like you said, depends on which origin story you look at.
And that's always kind of the iffy thing with a lot of these imaginary characters. It's hard to say. But definitely right off the bat, he's definitely a narcissist. We know that. I mean, a severe narcissist.
As Tony Stark would say, agreed.
Because I mean, this narcissism, he believes he's superior to everyone. And especially Superman, that's who he's focused on. That he is smart enough that he can defeat him in his own head. That's what he believes. And a malignant narcissist, I would say.
See, that's a word you have not used the word malignant narcissist, that phrase, ever, as long as I've known you.
Really? And I would just say, just as far as definition goes,
malignant narcissist.
I'm just going to say malignant to start with.
That's just a very interesting phrase, if you will, to turn. I love that sound. So,
okay, malignant.
Go for it.
Tending to produce death or deterioration, evil in nature, influence, or effect. Passionately and relentlessly malevolent, aggressive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a malignant narcissist.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's and I don't know. I'm not. I don't want to diss anybody's movie, but I did not think that what's his face, the most recent one. Who's the actor that played him in the newest in the Snyderverse?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg. Yeah, I didn't like his. It just didn't seem like him. He seemed too young. He seemed too boyish. You know, that's fine. All right, last one, Matt.
All right.
Well, guess you already mentioned it.
Yeah,
Who is it?
It's the
Joker. Of
It's
course,
the
of course, it is.
Yeah.
So I mean, he has got to be one of the most iconic villains ever, and we know. I mean, just simply put, a psychotic sociopath. I mean, it's here's the thing
with malignant tendencies.
A psychopath knows what they're doing is wrong, and understand this. A psychopath, they just don't have any guilt about it.
Yeah.
They don't feel bad about it. They know it's wrong as far as societal standards go, but they don't care. So they're just like, I don't care. This is what I want. This is what I'm going to do.
How about a magic trick?
I'm going to make this pencil disappear.
It's gone. God rest him. God rest Heath Ledger.
God, I know. Yeah. That was so. What the best portrayal of that character ever. Ever.
That's why he got his award posthumously.
Posthumously, yes, absolutely. So, all right, folks, that is our list. I mean, it was kind of fun. It was kind of entertaining. We just had a good time with it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And it's nice to take a little sidebar and have a little fun and
Yeah.
not be so serious.
I appreciate that.
So definitely. Before we exit this
Yes.
episode, somebody needs a home.
Who is it?
Kratz.
Who?
Kratz.
Oh, okay. Terrier mix.
See, there's the name Kratz.
Uh-huh.
He is a mixed breed. It doesn't say what breed. Neutered male, 40 pounds, dog friendly, kid friendly. Yes. Activity level medium.
Okay.
He sounds perfect.
Man.
He was born in 2022, so probably couple
2
years old.
yeah.
So, probably out of that puppy stage, but look at that.
Kratz.
Cut it out, Kratz. So Kratz needs a home. Find him at DetroitDogRescue.com. Adopt.
Thank you for
Take
that.
a look, Matt.
He is adorable.
He's beautiful.
He really is. He's got that tan with the white right down the middle of his face and to his snout.
Just expressive face.
I could see it's saying mixed breed, but there's terrier, there's a little pit bull in there as well. But with his paws, it's almost like he's like beagle-ish.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
He's a beautiful looking.
No,
puppy.
he is. He's really handsome.
Love it.
Fantastic. So Kratz needs a home. Again, DetroitDogRescue.com/adopt. All righty, folks, we're all set for today. Next episode, we're going to talk about the science of depression. Now, when I talk about science, we're going to get into the physiology and the physical aspects of what is really going on in someone's brain.
I'm going to have to pour another drink for that.
So hold on for that. So we'll be back next Monday for that episode at around 8-ish Eastern Standard Time.
That's fair.
Somewhere in that area, again, depending on our schedule. We're flexible here. As you can tell, typically we do 2 episodes, but we're already late tonight. So we're going to be good. So we're good for tonight. We'll be back next Monday. If you're listening on whatever platform you're on, skip ahead to the next episode or wait till Tuesday or Thursday till the next episode drops.
Perfect.
All righty, folks. That is it for today. Change your thinking, change your life, laugh hard, run fast, be kind. We'll see you next time.